This is CBS 7 News at 10. Your eye on West Texas.
The hardest part of it is just trying to get to it. It's so thick out there that you can't get to it.
Grass fires run wild across the basin today, torching a combined 3,000 acres across 4 counties.
Fire crews from all over the basin were busy today with high winds and dry conditions fueling those wildfires.
Here's a look at which counties were affected. Midland, Ector, Reagan, and Borden counties all had major wildfires today.
In Odessa, thousands of I-20 travelers undoubtedly saw the hundreds of acres on fire just south of the interstate and west of Highway 385.
While it took several hours and help from 6 different fire departments, crews were ultimately able to contain the flames, but not before they threatened Flint Hills and reached a building. CBS 7's Bo Berman joins us now live from Interstate 20 with the latest. Bo?
Well, Jay Tatum, we're joining you here live on Interstate 20, just across the road from where the fire was earlier today. Things have pretty much died down right now. Night falls upon us. The sky is dark, but that's the opposite of how it was for much of the day. The first of the day's flames ignited on Highway 191 around lunchtime, a fire that Midland crews put out with ease. But in Ector County, a different story, as 6 different fire departments responded to a massive grass fire that could be seen from every side of Odessa.
It started back up right by the office again.
High winds pushed the flames eastward from South Dixie toward Grandview, coming dangerously close to the Flint Hills plant and a gas distribution center.
The fire is on the edge of a gas distribution plant.
Flames also threatened the South Ranchito area, forcing emergency action.
We evacuated 1,000 people from the Ranchito area.
Bus stops were not available anymore, so we rerouted the kids here to Blackshear Elementary, and parents are picking them up here.
High winds swirling throughout the Permian Basin today surely didn't help the situation, and it ultimately didn't help firefighters either, as the fire continued to spread eastward, turning what was a grass fire into a structure fire.
302, go ahead.
A DPS helicopter aided firefighters like West Odessa Assistant Chief Danny Pena on the ground. But a chopper with firefighting capabilities out of Howard County was diverted to Reagan County, where another grass fire blazed 2,000 acres. And Howard County volunteers worked the southwest portion of Borden County, where 600 to 700 acres were burnt. Back in Ector County, with the flames spreading so fast, the smoke plumed so high, drivers couldn't help but watch with bewilderment.
Just speechless.
That's huge.
Tonight, after avoiding a major catastrophe and keeping everyone safe, firefighters are keeping an eye on hot spots and hoping the situation finally cools down.
Well, it's going to be a long night. Just going to be out here hitting the hot spots right now.
Well, Jay Tatum, the building you saw earlier in that story was vacant. We're told that no one was injured in any of this today. Meanwhile, the Odessa Fire Department, those lights you see, they're going to be out here all night long, they tell us, monitoring flare-ups and watching out for any hot spots that may arise. For now, reporting live on Interstate 20, Bo Berman, CBS 7 News.
Bo, thanks very much. Power is back on for most residents in South Odessa after some of the power lines were cut for safety reasons. Encore Energy tells CBS 7 that 8 customers remain without power tonight as they change out a pole that was damaged in the fire. Earlier in the day, power was knocked out to almost 900 customers as Encore officials inspected that area.
The high winds were no help when it came to fighting those fires today.
Let's check in right now with meteorologist Juan Acuna for a look at what we can expect tomorrow morning, and more specifically, Juan, more winds?
Jay Tatum, yeah, the winds have definitely calmed down this evening. Originally, they were at 20-25 miles per hour, but tonight they've sustained down to about 10 miles an hour around the region. Weather headlines right now for today was mostly sunny, and yeah, it was windy and warm, and that asterisk, yeah, we hit a record today of 81 degrees for today, and we have a cold front that is on our doorstep, which will arrive early tomorrow morning, and that's going to start to cool temperatures down. So as you wake up in the morning, the winds are going to be out of the northeast about 10 to 12 miles per hour, and we'll be right at about 38 degrees. So, like I said, Jay and Tatum, the winds have definitely calmed down, and those shouldn't be any issue for tomorrow as we have a next cold front coming to our region.
Juan, thanks very much. New tonight at 10 o'clock, one person is dead after a large truck rolled over just outside of Andrews. It happened around 7:30 on Highway 176 and County Road 7001. According to DPS troopers, at least one person is dead. Stay with CBS 7 and CBS7.com for the latest on this story.
A 21-year-old Odessa man is dead following an overnight crash in East Odessa. Police say it happened around 3 a.m. on Highway 191 between East Loop 338 and Billy Hext. Police say 21-year-old Byron Briscoe Monahan ran off the road. overcorrected and then rolled his vehicle. Police tell us he was not wearing his seatbelt and was ejected from his truck. Authorities say they found him lying near his truck. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
An Odessa mother is in the hospital after a two-car crash tonight. She was in a maroon Suburban with her husband and 3 children. Police say the driver of a white Avalanche pulled out in front of the SUV, causing the crash. Traffic was backed up for miles tonight. The driver of the Avalanche was given a ticket for failure to yield. After 30 years without renovations to the maternity ward, Medical Center Hospital is ready to show off its new state-of-the-art facility.
CBS 7 Shannon Murray joins us now here in the studio with this exclusive first look at that new facility. Shannon?
Jay Tatum, Medical Center Hospital is ranked in the top 5% in the nation for maternity care. That's why they are spending $41.8 million to build a brand new center for women and infants.
And maternity care is definitely one of the major needs for the population.
That's why MCH has spent the past 10 years planning for their new center for women and infants.
It's very important that we continue to expand. Our facilities are aging, they're too small.
The building will consist of new labor and delivery rooms, private postpartum rooms, and private neonatal intensive care unit rooms.
The research shows that single private NICUs are better for babies. They have a shorter length of stay. They have less infections, and the families are happier because they have a private area where they can bond with the baby.
A bond that Beth Baker believes is crucial for the baby's health.
The soonest a baby and mom can bond together, the better the baby does.
The private NICUs allow the hospital to adjust the environment for that baby.
You can adjust the lighting, the temperature, the sounds in that room as opposed to the open space.
When we're looking at expanding, we're not only looking at what our needs are today, but we're looking at the future.
The money for this project comes from revenue bonds at no cost to taxpayers. They expect the center to open in about a year. For now in the studio, Shannon Murray, CBS 7 News.
Shannon, thanks very much. Here's a look at what the new center will have to offer. There will be 12 new labor and delivery rooms, 20 newborn nursery beds, 30 private postpartum rooms, 30 private NICUs, and 3 state-of-the-art cesarean section suites, as well as a new Ronald McDonald family room.
And it was an exciting day in Stanton as residents and county officials celebrated the groundbreaking for their new hospital. Representative Tom Craddock was also there to lend his support. Last May, the county passed a bond measure to fund a new hospital, and today marked the first day for the beginning of that building process. The 62,000 square foot facility will be located off Interstate 20 and have 18 hospital beds and a clinic. Construction is set to begin in January.
Trash rate increases may be on the horizon if Midland's Solid Waste Department doesn't start covering its costs. According to the city, the department that collects waste and disposes of it in the landfill has lost $1.9 million over the last 6 years. And it's money that should be going toward community development. That's according to City Council member Jerry Morales. Now the department says if things don't turn around, the city may increase their trash collection rates again.
There's a possibility. We're going to try not to do that, but there's a possibility, yes.
I do think that we still could increase the rate a little bit, again, so that we can purchase the right equipment, do what we need to do effectively.
Midland increased their rate by $2 to $15.50 this year. That's the first increase in 10 years. Morales says they will be watching the changes to the department very closely and will give the department a year to turn things around.
A hearing was held today that could change the future of the Texas Railroad Commission. The state's Sunset Advisory Commission is considering renaming the RRC in order to change their commissioners from elected officers to appointed ones. The consumer watchdog group Public Citizen is claiming that RRC commissioners are accepting large sums of money from oil and gas companies for both sides to benefit.
What we found was this sort of soft corruption. The oil companies want access. They want regulatory decisions that are favorable to them. Railroad commissioners want more campaign money so that they can run successful re-election campaign or move up to a higher elected office.
The State Sunset Commission will discuss the issue for the next few weeks and should have a decision as to what to do with the Texas Railroad Commission.
More stories that are new tonight at 10 o'clock. Local oil and gas exploration company Sandridge Energy has announced it sold some of its non-core assets for $110 million. That includes about 40,000 net acres in the Permian Basin. Sandridge got cash proceeds of $88 million on the closing of the deal. The company said it would get $22 million next year. Sandridge says it plans to focus more on oil and plans to increase production by about 50% in 2011.
Reeves County has the lowest average cost of a home in the country. That's according to the report from the U.S. Census. From 2005 to 2009, the report states that the average cost of a home in Midland County was more than $109,000. Ector County's average came in at $67,700, and the average cost of a home in Reeves County was $29,400. That is the lowest in the country. For a complete list of the West Texas counties, you can go to our website at cbs7.com.
The Midland Coalition Task Force met tonight at the Palmer Drug Abuse Program with Bishop Michael Pfeiffer of the San Angelo Diocese. Bishop Pfeiffer spoke tonight to members of the coalition. The group meets once a month to talk about issues that our youth and community are dealing with. One of their big events is Celebration Midland. It will be held New Year's Eve at the Midland Center and is a chemical-free event for teens and adults. PDAP officials say it is open to the public.
Meetings are always open to the public. Anything really here at PDAP is open to the public. We encourage anybody that's interested in living a chemical-free life or helping somebody that they know, somebody that they love, live a chemical-free life. We're all about them.
Bishop Pfeiffer spoke to the group about the trends he is seeing across the country, and coalition members also talked about 2011 and other upcoming events.
Coming up the last few days, we've seen nothing but high winds and warm temperatures. So what's in store for the second half of our work week? Meteorologist Juan Acuna is back after the break with a look at your 7-day forecast.
And later, we often think of children during the holidays, but one group is reaching out to help the elderly this Christmas. That story and more coming up. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas.